Welcome everybody to the Weight Loss and Purification Workshop. This is lesson 1, and we have a lot to go over on our very first lesson. This is so exciting. I hope that you are finding this very exciting as well. It's a journey, and we are going to do it together. So the very first thing that you need to do is make sure that you've been invited to the Facebook page, which you should have been, and downloaded your workbook from the documents and the Facebook page, as well as I'm sure you've already completed your health history and your health profile. I should have them by now, otherwise you wouldn't have gotten invited, of course. And also download the water cure. We're going to talk about that in a moment. There's recipes in there, so make sure you download recipes. Remember, I will be online, live, Facebook Live. As of now, my office hours Facebook Live are going to be Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. And if that changes, I promise you I will upload it on Facebook and share your wins, share your challenges with me directly with my email, tina@tinamcdermott.com, pretty easy. Or you can simply put it up on the Facebook page, and of course I'll see that there too. So this is a journey that we are taking together as a community. You're not by yourself. I am here to help you every single step of the way. And remember, I'm holding your hand. So welcome to lesson 1. So let's just begin with lesson 1. I'm not going to read for you the entire workbook, but I am going to go over key parts of the workbook and key pieces that you need to pay attention to. So let's move on. We're going to start with water, because fundamentally, it all starts with water. It's the very first thing that I talk to all of my clients about, is that you must drink water. No ifs, no ands, no buts. You have to drink water. The water has to be pure water, not from your tap. It has to be filtered, and a very good filter. Brita is typically a good filter. It's okay, the filter. Personally, I have something installed in my sink that does reverse osmosis, as well as filter out all of the minerals that are bad for you. And radon and a whole bunch of other things. In the water cure, the document that's uploaded in Facebook, you will see all of these things. I'm just highlighting them for you. And the rule of thumb is to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day. And remember to drink on an empty stomach. Never drink a ton of water along with food, because it dilutes your digestive juices and it makes digestion really difficult, and you end up being bloated, and it's not fun. Okay, we don't want that. We want to drink water away from food. And you say, well, the food's a little dry. Can I have a little? Well, of course, you can take some sips, just don't guzzle. Okay. Also, the very best thing to do is first thing in the morning, you are dehydrated. You haven't drunk anything typically all night long, unless you wake up all the time. And your body's dehydrated, so that's the best time to hydrate. So that's the best time I want you to drink a minimum of 8 ounces of water before you put anything else in your mouth, whether it be coffee or tea or food. Okay, make sure you get those 8 ounces of water. And another thing, I don't know if it says it on the water cure, I don't remember, but you should make sure that you drink either 10 minutes before a meal or 30 minutes after a meal. Okay. Also add a pinch of Celtic sea salt to your water, because it adds minerals to the water. And minerals are what actually open up the cells in our body to help drive the water into the cells. And that's what you want. You want the water to be driven into the cells, not to just pass through you. So minerals are a key aspect, and the Celtic sea salt is going to help you with that. So not only download the water cure document that I have on Facebook, as I've already said, but you can also go to watercure.com and see a whole bunch more information about that and the science behind it. Okay, so number 1, drink water. Drink your water. No ifs, ands, or buts here, okay? So the next most fundamental thing that we need to talk about are your goals. Without goals, you have nothing. You literally have nothing. So we're going to start to set our goals. And goals are kind of like a roadmap. Okay. It's like we're going to, say, California from the East Coast, and we don't have a roadmap. So without a roadmap, we might end up, who knows, in Montana. And that's not our destination. Hey, we might have fun. I'm all about being spontaneous and doing fun things. But when we are on a wellness journey to weight loss and purifying our body, we need a roadmap. And so you need some goals. And that's what I'm going to provide for you. Well, we're going to work on this together. It's really, really important that you work on your goals, okay? Or that we work on our goals together, because that's going to help you get the most efficient way from where you are to where you want to be. So from New York to Los Angeles, the most direct route. Let's have some fun along the way. I get that, but we're not going to end up in Timbuktu or something like that, right? Okay. So the roadmap is really important, and I'm going to help you get there. So it all starts with creating your why. Why do you want better wellness in your life? Why do you want to have wellness in your life is what I meant. And why do you want to reach those goals that you have on your wish list, right? Whether it's to have more energy, reduce joint pain, sleep better, lose weight. Most of us really want to drop a few pounds. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, the dropping the pounds literally is an afterthought once we get you to sleep better and to eat better and to have your joints feel better. That comes with wellness. Okay, so we're going to focus not on literally weight loss, like I talk about, but we're going to focus on wellness, and the weight loss is going to be a side benefit. Isn't that cool? Okay, so let's talk about, get a piece of paper, and I want you to draw this triangle with you on the top. Yes, that's my little famous stick figure man floating on the top of this mountain triangle. Okay, we call it the tipping point. Okay, so what I want you to do, go ahead and get a piece of paper and draw your triangle, draw you on the top. Stick figures are wonderful. And on the right-hand side, I want you to write your goals. Okay, I want you to write what your goals are. You don't write exactly what I have here. I'm just giving you some ideas. You know, you want to feel better, you want to look better, you want to lose weight, you want more energy, you want to sleep better, you want to feel sexy for your husband or your wife. Okay, get real with yourself, but write some goals down, okay? And then once you've written your goals, I want you to go over to the left-hand side, and then I want you to write all your downfalls. You could also call these obstacles, right? You could also call them obstacles. Not enough time. My family wants to eat pizza. And if they're going to eat pizza, I'm going to eat pizza. It's as simple as that. So you point your finger at other people. I want you to think about something, guys. When you point your finger at somebody, and I hate doing that, you have how many fingers pointing back at you? At least 3, right? At least 3 are pointing back at you. So look at yourself, not your family, okay? But put them down. Put them down here. And some people say, I don't like to cook. I'm lazy. I don't know how to lose weight. I don't have any time. And these are all excuses. And I think you are with me on that. They really are excuses. And some of them, I get, they're real things that we need to overcome, but that will happen once we work on your why, okay? So working on your why is the most important thing that you can do here. The why, when you think about why you want to feel better, why you want to look better, remember I said most people really just want to feel and look and feel sexy for their partner, and I get that. And that is a why. That's not a goal. It's a why of your goal. So you've got to dig deep and get deeper into the heart of your onion and find out, not just to look good, feel good, but what's beyond that? Why do you want to look good, feel good? Because you want to look great in your dress. I had a mother who wanted to go hiking with her children on like a 10-mile hike that they had all planned somewhere. And she was determined to do it. Determined, so nothing got in her way. As soon as the hike was over, after a couple of weeks, she lost the weight. She went on the hike and then she went right back to where she was. So you always have to have your why and constant goals. Some people have a marathon that they want to do. Other people simply just want to be able to get on the floor and play with their grandchildren or their children and not feel exhausted, or not have their knees their joints ache, or their knees ache, or have their belly get in the way, right? You know, that's a deterrent. So I can help you with all of that, of course, but you really got to get real with yourself, because it's not about you want to look good, feel good, you want to lose weight. It's not because you're not doing it because you don't have time. You're not reaching your goals because you don't have a very, very, very strong why. So I'm going to get back to the tipping point piece of it. When you're on the tipping point and you don't have a why, and you will slip right down towards those downfalls, those obstacles. You'll slip right down that hill, okay? And the goals are really, really difficult because it's hard to see them. Now, once you look up at that why, you really just focus on that why and get down and dirty and deep with why you want to reach your goals, then when you're looking up at your goals, you will have no choice but to fall forward towards your goals. You're looking up and you have no choice but to fall towards your goals. If you don't have a why, you will slip down towards those downfalls, okay? So this is a really important assignment. In your workbook, there's another way of doing the assignment. I give you two different ways. One way is more effective for others than the other. And I do have a challenge for you. And my challenge is this: complete that form in the book, or complete your tipping point and email it to me. And I will help you define it, refine it, get really down and dirty with your why, okay? And help you really solidify those goals so that we have a solid roadmap to get you to where you got to go, okay? And the vehicle I'm going to give you in this workbook and this whole lesson, okay? Well, in the 6 lessons to come. Okay, so write your goals down, create your why. Very, very, very important. All right, so the next lesson I want to give you is a lesson on blood sugar and the glycemic index, okay? Excuse me, I'm human, got a drink. So now this is really important to understand this whole glycemic index. I'm going to give you a great lesson on it. So pay attention and take notes in your workbook, okay? In your workbook, take some notes. When you wake up in the morning, your blood sugar should be low. Follow my arrow here, okay? It should be low. And when you eat a high glycemic meal, say orange juice and cereal and some milk, all of those foods turn into glucose in your system. And this red line represents your blood levels of glucose, okay? And when your blood levels of glucose are way too high, go above 110, most people have meals that go 180. It's super duper duper high. I have here fat storage mode, but this is way too high for your brain to manage. So your body produces something called insulin, and insulin is a hormone. Remember something, insulin is a fat storage hormone, okay? Anytime your blood sugar goes above 110, your body elicits insulin. Insulin, remember, is a fat storage hormone. So anytime that your blood sugar is that high, I call that an insult to your body. I call up here an insult to your body, because the insulin has got to remove the sugar, the glucose, from your bloodstream, and I'll show you where it goes in a moment. And then your bloodstream plummets. Your blood sugar plummets, and then you start to feel tired and grumpy and hungry, right? And I call that instinct mode. That is, give me sugar or give me death, right? Give me food now, and then you'll end up with eating high sugar foods or foods that turn into sugar, and you end up insulting your body again. So this is a constant struggle for most people to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down all day long. So we need to learn how to keep your blood sugar within this blue line here. And I'm going to teach you that in a moment, but let's get to the next part of the lesson. So remember, insulin is going to take the sugar from the bloodstream, the glucose, and it's going to take it someplace. And if you can guess where it's going to take it, I'll show you that in a moment. But let's take, for example, most Americans have a glass of juice for breakfast, right? So here's a question. What does the juice have that the orange doesn't? What is the juice missing that the orange has, okay? So we take the orange and we squeeze it and we make juice out of it, but what's left behind is all the fiber. And fiber helps to blunt the rise in the blood sugar. Okay, because look, we were not meant to be eating just the juice. Mother Nature gave us the entire orange and said, eat the whole orange, not just the juice of the orange, because it'll help to blunt the rise in the blood sugar. Now, how many oranges do you think are in a glass of orange juice? 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Sometimes up to 8 oranges are squeezed into a glass of orange juice. And that, I call it diabetes in a glass, okay? Way too much sugar in your system, and that will spike your insulin and insult your body. Okay, so let's talk about insulin. It's taking the glucose and it's going to take it out of the blood cell, but I mean out of the bloodstream because it's too dangerous for the brain, and it's going to take it to the muscles. Okay, you see these the muscle. These are cells of the muscles, and these muscle cell, this one big cell, have something called receptor sites, and these receptor sites are like doors, and they're either going to open or they're going to close, right? And they're going to open only if it's got the right product, and insulin knocks on the door of the muscle and says, hey, let me in, I'm going to feed you, I'm going to give you some glucose. But over time, when you've abused your body a little bit, and you've got, or a lot of it, and you've got those spikes of insults and instinct, your body then goes, whoa, wait a minute, these muscle cells, they no longer will take up the sugar. And that is called insulin resistance, okay? Insulin resistance is the beginning of what is known as diabetes, okay? So it all starts here, guys. So if you can only learn to keep your blood sugar in the blue line, which I'm going to teach you, then this won't happen. Got that? So the problem is now the muscle cells don't want to take up the sugar, so the insulin has to take the sugar to fat storage, okay? So that's what happens. So now you've got more fat stored in your fat cells. Do you really want that? No, you absolutely do not. What you want to do is eat foods in a way that blunt the rise in your blood sugar, so you don't insult your body and you don't go into instinct mode, give me sugar or give me death, right? So what helps blunt the rise in blood sugar is fiber, protein, and a fat all together. So not only eat the orange in its entirety, but maybe eat the orange in its entirety along with some almonds, for example, or a tablespoon of almond butter, or an egg, a whole orange and 2 eggs. Perfect breakfast right there. You've got the fat in the egg, you've got the protein in the egg, and you've got the fiber in the orange. Fantastic, and that will help blunt the rise in blood sugar. So I hope you really get this lesson, because it is an incredibly important lesson to understand. And as you move forward in the 6-week program, I encourage you to come back to this lesson and really, really, really pay attention. Because if you continuously make your blood sugar go up and down, you're insulting your body and you're putting all that sugar right into fat storage, because I guarantee you most people are insulin resistant. If you have extra fat stores, you are starting to be insulin resistant. No, without a shadow of a doubt. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I should say. Okay, so let's move on to talking to you about the actual program itself. It's in the workbook. I just want to show it to you here on this page. And in the workbook, you'll see that there's a level 1 and then there's a level 2. I want you to focus just on level 1, okay? I'm Italian, so I got to talk with my hands. Just focus on level 1. Why? Because if you've never done a purification protocol in the past, or if you've done other diets in the past, I don't want you to go too fast through this. Now, if you've done these programs and you want to look at the level 2 and possibly do some things of level 2, you're more than welcome to, okay? So, purification protocol. The very first thing, number 1, is eat only foods on the list that are in your workbook, and that's it. And on top of all of that, first thing in the morning, you're going to drink the juice of a half of an organic lemon squeezed in 8 ounces of room temperature water. Warm is better, but room temperature water is perfectly fine. Now, some people can't stand the taste of it. Most of my clients love it. Most of my clients continue drinking lemon water every morning forever. I see them 5 years later. I say, yeah, I'm still drinking lemon water. I'm like, yay. You can put the lemon in like 2 ounces and then 2 ounces of water, and then chase it with clean water. Okay. Now, if you don't have lemons for some reason, go ahead and use apple cider vinegar. It works just as well. Basically, what it does, it goes in and it just affects your intestines and your stomach, and it helps with the gallbladder. Really important, and I promise you, you will feel good. You will feel good, okay? The other thing, number 2 or 3, is you want to add 2 to 4 tablespoons of really good fats that are raw in your foods, okay? That doesn't mean, oh, I have olive oil, but I cook with it. No, you don't want to cook with olive oil ever, actually. So I want to make sure that you're getting raw olive oil, say on your salads or on your vegetables, right? as opposed to cooking with it or having it processed. We don't want, the less processed the foods are, the better they are for us, right? So you don't want processed oils in your body. So you want coconut oil, olive oil, avocado is perfectly fine. I have a whole list for you in a little bit, okay? So you'll see that. On the next one, you'll see here, it says eat 40 grams of fiber a day. You're like, oh, how the heck do I do that? Easy. Eat 10 to 12 cups of vegetables every single day. Get your vegetables in, you get your fiber in. Do not be tricked by any kind of processed boxed foods that say fiber bar, eat me, is probably sawdust. Can't guarantee it, but I will probably say sawdust. Not only that, but it's not giving you the vitamins and the minerals that you really truly need, and that you're going to get from eating vegetables and some fresh fruit, okay? Next, I want to make sure that you do not use the microwave. And you're like, well, why? Well, the microwave destroys the active enzymes in the food, and enzymes are what help you digest the food, okay? And if you don't have enzymes in the food, it's a dead food. You're eating empty calories. Your body is not benefiting in the least, and you're just eating empty calories. Who wants that? So don't microwave your food. I think it's banned in Germany, by the way. At least it was years ago. So no microwaves. Sorry, guys. Use the toaster oven. What takes 1 minute in the microwave takes 4 minutes in a toaster oven to heat up. And so, or you can steam on the stove top. And if you look in your workbook, there's a whole page on helping you with cooking ideas, okay? Next, I wanted you to pay attention to is to eliminate all vinegars and fermented products. So mustard, soy sauces, pickles, all of that. Just don't eat them for now unless you make your own fermented products, okay? Apple cider vinegar is okay for now. Apple cider vinegar is okay. And this piece here you're going to do for basically the first 2 weeks. And then I'm going to teach you how to make your own fermented foods, and you'll add those in, and they're really beneficial to your to enzymes and good bacteria and stuff. And it'll save you money. Instead of buying probiotics and enzymes, you make your own. Super easy and super fun. And if you have been recommended some nutritional supplements or specialized nutrition, we can talk about that on a one-on-one basis. Then just take those as directed. As of now, on this protocol, I don't have any recommended. I'd rather you be eating fermented foods than spending your money on other things. But some people who have major health issues might need some nutritional products, and we can talk about that later. Okay, so next, I want to talk about the actual meal plate. Like how are your meals organized? Well, mind you, I'm going to give you a list of foods in just a minute. But every morning for breakfast, I want to make sure that you have a protein and at least 2 cups of good vegetable, 2 to 4 cups of vegetables. Because remember, we need to be eating 10 to 12 cups of vegetables a day. Now, you can have a piece of fruit for breakfast too, but make sure you have your vegetables as well. So if you're doing a smoothie, throw in spinach, throw in an apple, and you're good to go. Or berries. I love berries personally. And also a fat. So a good fat goes into your breakfast. That could be almonds, it could be chia seeds, flax seeds, coconut butter, coconut oil, and it's all in the recipes that are uploaded in the Facebook page there too. So notice I did not say any starches at breakfast, right? Because there's a scientific study, or many scientific studies that are proven that when you eliminate the starches for breakfast, you lose weight faster. Now, lunch and dinner are about the same. You're going to have a protein, lots of vegetables, only a half a cup of grains or beans. And I'm going to give you the biggest secret of the day in a moment, okay? And 1 tablespoon of fat. Okay, 1 to 2 tablespoons of fat, depending on how your body can absorb them, and we can talk about that. Snacks are, remember, the closer to Mother Nature that food is created, the better it is for us. So when you do snacks, try not to do anything packaged. Do snacks like fresh vegetables, pickles, not pickles, I meant cucumbers, or whatever other vegetables that you like. I've actually grown to love raw asparagus. It's delicious. And I eat that with a couple of almonds. Okay, so always have that combination of the protein with the fiber, which is the fruit of the vegetable, right? And a little bit of fat. That's why I like the nuts, because they got the protein and the fat. And also drink lots and lots and lots and lots of water. We talked about that earlier. Okay, so here's a meal plate, so you can get an idea that a piece of the plate needs to be your protein. Okay, and it's about 4 ounces for a woman, 6 ounces for a man. I'll show you that in the next one. About a half a cup of grains or beans. That's it, guys. It's a half a cup. It's small. small, just a little bit, half a cup. And then the rest of your plate, so this is your plate, is full of vegetables or a piece of fruit, okay? But more so I want you to lean on the side of vegetables than fruit. So this is full of broccoli and cauliflower and spinach and kale and peppers or whatever other vegetables that you like. They're on the list that I'll show you in a minute. And every meal should have some fat on it, okay? So maybe half an avocado, olive oil, my favorite, coconut oil. So every plate should have that combination. Remember how what blunts the rise in the blood sugar is the fiber, which are the vegetables or the fruit, the fat, and a protein. Okay, now here's the biggest secret. Here's the biggest weight loss secret on the whole planet Earth. If you want to really come into wellness quicker, which the end result is dropping pounds, and if you want to drop pounds quicker, listen up, write this down. You will eliminate all grains, all beans. That means all breads, all pastries, all cookies, all sugars. You will eliminate them completely. And when you do, I guarantee you, Scout's honor, I guarantee you, you will come to wellness that much quicker. I know you're saying, oh my gosh, how can I live without them? And you can. Don't worry. You can and you will, okay? And you don't have to. You don't have to. You could begin by just a half a cup at lunch, a half a cup at dinner, and then perhaps wean yourself off and you'll find wellness sooner than later, okay? Take this entire program at your level, at how fast you want to go, not my level, okay? You go as you, even if it's just one change a week, that's better than no changes, right? So do the best you can with this. Okay, so there you go, the biggest secret to weight loss. So let's take a look at some lists of foods. I'm not going to read all of these to you because obviously you can see them, right? So protein, I gave you the serving size here. Here are all your proteins. If you're going to eat beef, make sure it's grass-fed, grass-finished. And chicken, make sure that it's organic. Eggs, make sure you eat the whole egg. I don't care what anyone in this world has ever told you about eggs. Please eat the whole egg and make sure it's an organic egg that is cage-free. They taste better. They have much, much, much more nutrition, jam-packed with nutrition, much better than the supermarket eggs, which are highly inflammatory. And you don't want more inflammation in your body. You want anti-inflammatory foods, and these organic eggs, they do not raise your cholesterol. And if you want proof on that, just let me know and I will send it to you. There's a whole Oslo study based on cholesterol. And so eggs are not what raises your cholesterol. It's actually processed foods. So fresh fish, make sure it's wild caught. You don't want farm raised for many, many, many reasons. Many of them, because a lot of fish are raised on poop, and you do not want to be eating fish that have eaten poop. Okay, which brings me to the bottom feeders like shrimp and crab and all of that. Crab is definitely a bottom feeder and is definitely out on a purification protocol because, again, what do they eat? The bottom food. They're bottom feeders. Okay, so you want to eat them sparingly, maybe once a week, maybe every other week, but don't go crazy on the seafood pieces. Okay. Tempeh is fermented organic soy, and it's only for my vegetarians. And if you are a vegetarian, make sure that you email me and we have a discussion, make sure that you can do this protocol, okay? Also, I personally love to do smoothies not every morning, every other morning. And there's vegan protein powders that you can purchase at the local store, and Sun Warrior is very clean and the least expensive. If you'd like a discount on the Sun Warrior, let me know. I can get you a 20% discount on that. And Greek yogurt. Now, when you do Greek yogurt, it's full of protein. That's why I like the Greek yogurt. Make sure that it's unsweetened and plain, okay? And only on occasion, maybe once a week, okay? Dairy causes a lot of mucus, and you don't want a lot of mucus in your body. Okay, so here's your list of vegetables. Go ahead and go through them, check off the ones that you love, and make sure you stock up on them. Here are your fats. If you're going to be eating that half a cup of grains at lunch or at dinner, that's fine. Just make sure that they're whole, not in a package that says whole grains, but actually from, say, the bulk bin of oat groats or buckwheat. The only thing that I would say that it's okay for you to buy packaged is this gluten-free sprouted bread. If you still want that half a cup at lunch or at dinner, the gluten-free sprouted bread you can buy in the freezer section in a lot of your health food stores, okay? Make sure that there's no wheat products. So yes, that means you're going gluten-free. Gluten is a whole nother lesson, but it does destroy your gut bacteria, and it also destroys your brain. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you stay away from gluten products. Many, many, many reasons. So beans. Beans are very, very, very difficult to digest. So if you're going to be eating beans, that's fine. Just make sure, again, it's half a cup at lunch or at dinner, and also make sure you soak them overnight because that helps them become more digestible. Okay? Not canned. So sorry. Nuts and seeds, please go ahead and eat them. Just make sure you're eating an ounce at a time, not huge handfuls at a time, and just stick to what's on the list here. I look at nuts and seeds as a protein as well as a fat. So anyhow, I throw them liberally into my smoothies and eat them liberally every day as snacks. Much, much better than anything that's processed. Any of the bars that are processed, even though they say just nuts and seeds, so much less expensive and so much better for you if you just put nuts in a little baggie and eat them. Fruits, berries are the lowest in glycemic index. So eat them up. And here are the other ones that are low in the glycemic index. So go ahead and eat a couple pieces a day. You're better off eating fruit earlier in the day versus later in the day. However, if you are really craving something sweet after dinner, I'd rather you have half an apple than go for ice cream. Okay, I know there's no comparison there, but you got to make a break at some point. No dried fruits, no dried fruits, no dried fruits, no dried fruits. You get that? I tell people this all the time, and I still see them eating dried fruits. No dried fruits. Yeah, full of sugar, full of sugar. Even if they're natural and they don't have added sugar, they're still full of sugar. Not enough water in them, don't eat them. Sweeteners, you can have sweeteners, but not the artificial ones. My favorite sweetener is stevia or monk fruit. They're on there, okay? If you're gonna do maple syrup or honey, sparingly. I'm talking like a dab and as a treat only, okay? Herbs and spices, there's beverages here, just stick to this list, but mostly drink water. Mostly drink water, guys, okay? I provided for you in the workbook a convenient shopping list, so you can make copies of this and take it to the store with you, check off what you need, and make sure that you have these things stocked up. I also provided for you sample menu planners. They're sample, okay? So you can take a look at this and go, oh, get some ideas, right? And that's what I want you to do. So what I want you to do is take these blank menu planners and create a menu for yourself for the entire week. Go ahead, use them up, create it, and say, okay, I'm going to have this day, I'm going to have this day, and this is what I'm going to do for lunch. And if you deviate from it, that's okay. Now, there's another way that you can use this menu planner as opposed to planning out your whole week in advance. Don't bite it until you write it. Okay, don't bite it until you write it. So just write down every day as you're eating what you're eating. Now, why do I prefer paper versus any of those apps? The apps are okay, but in the beginning I like paper because there's something crazy magical that happens when you take pen to paper and you start writing down what you're eating. Your brain goes, oh my gosh, I ate that. And you'll have more of an awareness of what's going in your body when you have to write it before you bite it, okay? So use your menu planners. You're more than welcome to email these to me every week and I will critique them for you, okay? Available for you. So now I want to talk to you about a stress reduction method. Because look, we're stressed out. I get it. We live in this world and we want wellness in our life. So I'm going to teach you a simple way to bring wellness back into your life on a daily basis, all day long. When somebody enters your life and they're causing you some kind of stress, maybe an erratic driver, or maybe something happened at work, or you got a phone call. Instead of your mind going, I call it the monkey mind, going crazy, I want you to just stop. And I want you to breathe in for a count of 4. And then breathe out for a count of 6. I know you've heard this many times before, and I'm saying just do it. And repeat it 4, 5, 6, 10 times, and you will feel so much better. The stress will go from a 10 to at least an 8, or a 6, or a 5, or a 4, and hopefully even disappear. Because in this time, you might realize that the stressor really isn't all that bad. Okay, so let's do it right now. We'll breathe into a count of 4. I'll use my fingers. Breathe in. And exhale for 6. One more time. In. And exhale. Good. Repeat that at least 4 more times. Notice that I breathed in through my nose and I exhaled through my mouth. Even with those 2 breaths, I can already feel a little elation happening. It's wonderful. So when stress happens, just say to yourself, just breathe. Just breathe, okay? The other thing I want to tell you when it comes to stress and this whole wanting wellness in your life, have an attitude of gratitude. Wake up in the morning, open up one eye and say thank, open up the other eye and say you, thank you. Put one foot on the floor and say thank, the other foot you, thank you. I'm alive today, I'm breathing. This is a beautiful day. I'm happy to be alive. Even though you might have a heck of a lot of things to do that day, just begin with this attitude of gratitude and it will gradually just permeate your life. It really will, and it's such a beautiful way of being. I'll give you a story. This morning, actually, it happened. My niece came for a surprise visit, and I had come upstairs for a minute, and I heard crash in the kitchen. And I come downstairs to see her cleaning up one of my favorite bowls, my glass bowls, and she was like near tears, upset about the bowl. And I said, you know what, Olivia, it's okay. It's just a thing. It's just a bowl. I'd rather have you here surprising me with a wonderful visit. I haven't seen you in weeks than have that bowl. It was more important to me to have you. And she just broke out into gratitude tears, and she was so excited. So I was more happy, and I had this attitude of gratitude to see her. Who cares? It's a bowl. It could be replaced. No big deal. So just shift that attitude, guys. It's just a thing. What's more important but having joy in your life? And she's joy to me. Right? So develop this attitude of gratitude and it will do you so good. So, all right. So let's conclude everything. Here's your homework for the week. Set an actual date to begin your program. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, or it could be in a couple of days. That's okay. Just set the date. Okay. Read and implement the water cure. So these are the top 2 things you must do. Okay, take your measurements. It's in the workbook. All the instructions are in there. If you need help, email me, tina@tinamcdermott.com, and get a friend to help you with the measurements. 4, work on your goals and your why and email them to me, okay? 5, read and study the entire workbook. Read it all. Study it all. Ask me questions. You can either ask me questions via email, tina@tinamcdermott.com, or put them up on the Facebook page, right? Create your menu for the week, or just remember to write it before you bite it. And practice your breathing technique that I just taught you, as well as your attitude of gratitude. With all of that said, I know this is an intense lesson, and I so appreciate you for being a part of this and applaud you for taking this step towards your wellness. And remember, I am here for you every single step of the way to hold your hand and to help you get in the best health of your life. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.